When Donald Trump decided to call Barack Obama "psycho" on live television, it was a moment that could have easily spiraled into chaos. Trump's words, sharp and intended to sting, were clearly designed to demean and provoke. Yet, the brilliance of Obama's reply lay not in matching insult with insult, but in the calm, deliberate way he carried himself in that moment. His demeanor was steady, his tone controlled, and his words chosen with surgical precision. In an environment where many expected a heated reaction, Obama instead demonstrated the kind of composure that not only neutralized the insult, but also elevated him above the fray. His calmness transformed what could have been a petty exchange into a moment of leadership, showing the nation that real strength does not come from loud voices or rash words, but from an ability to rise above the noise with dignity. What makes Obama's response even more significant is that it represented a broader philosophy of leadership. In politics and public life, the pressure to react instantly and forcefully is constant. The media thrives on conflict, and the public often expects dramatic clashes. But Obama's reply showed that not every provocation deserves an explosive reaction. Instead, by keeping his composure, he shifted the focus away from the insult itself and redirected it toward the contrast between two very different approaches to leadership. Trump's attempt to draw him into a shouting match only ended up highlighting Obama's ability to remain unshaken. This calm and calculated approach did more than silence the insult. It reinforced Obama's image as a figure of reason, stability, and control. Another important aspect of Obama's calm response is how it resonated with the audience watching. People often look to leaders not just for policies and promises, but for examples of how to handle adversity. In that tense moment, Obama provided a lesson in self-control and emotional intelligence. Instead of escalating the situation, he de-escalated it while still making his point with precision. His demeanor spoke volumes to viewers, especially those who may have grown weary of constant political brawling. By staying calm, Obama not only maintained his credibility, but also reminded the public that leadership is about guiding with confidence and steadiness, not fueling division with reckless words. His demeanor became a silent argument against Trump's style, showing that a composed reply can carry more weight than an angry outburst. Obama's calculated calm also underscored the importance of knowing when and how to respond. Timing is everything in public exchanges, and Obama's mastery of timing was on full display. He allowed Trump's words to hang in the air, letting the weight of the insult sit with the audience before offering his reply. This pause added impact to his response, as it gave people a moment to register the pettiness of the attack before hearing the sharp clarity of Obama's words. By doing so, he reframed the entire exchange, positioning himself not as a victim of the insult, but as someone in control of the narrative. His ability to seize the moment and turn it into an advantage showed a strategic mindset that separates true leaders from those who simply react on impulse. Beyond the immediate exchange, Obama's calm and measured demeanor carried implications for the broader political landscape. In an era of heightened polarization, where every word is amplified and dissected, the way leaders respond to criticism matters just as much as the substance of their policies. Obama's response to Trump's insult became a symbolic example of the power of composure in the face of hostility. It sent a message to his supporters that dignity and restraint are not signs of weakness, but of confidence and strength. It also spoke to undecided or moderate viewers who may have been watching closely, searching for someone who could rise above the chaos and offer a different kind of leadership. What also stands out about Obama's demeanor is that it was not passive but purposeful. Calmness in his case did not mean silence or retreat. It meant responding strategically, in a way that disarmed the attack without lowering himself to the same level. This distinction is critical. Too often, calmness can be mistaken for inaction, but Obama demonstrated that calmness paired with sharp, deliberate words can be far more powerful than shouting. His demeanor showed that leadership requires not only intelligence, but also discipline, the ability to choose battles wisely, and to shape narratives in your favor. The ripple effects of that moment also highlight the long-term power of a calm and calculated response. While Trump's insult may have grabbed attention in the heat of the moment, Obama's measured reply lingered in the public memory, replayed in discussions, news clips, and social media debates. This enduring impact underscores how a composed demeanor can turn a fleeting insult into an opportunity to strengthen one's image and message. By refusing to be rattled, Obama reminded the public that true leadership is about steadiness in the storm, not adding to the storm itself. In the end, the calm and calculated demeanor that Obama displayed after being called a psycho was far more than just a clever reply. It was a demonstration of the qualities that define strong leadership: composure under pressure, intelligence in choosing words, and the ability to turn a hostile moment into an opportunity to lead by example. His response illustrated the enduring truth that while insults may come and go, the way a leader handles them can leave a lasting impression on history. The exchange between Donald Trump and Barack Obama during that live television moment became a study in the power of wit and intelligence over raw provocation. When Trump hurled the word psycho at Obama, it was a clear attempt to demean him with a blunt insult. The expectation was that Obama might respond in anger, defend himself in a heated manner, or perhaps retreat from the sting of the comment. Instead, what happened was the exact opposite. Obama's reply, laced with wit and crafted with precision, dismantled the insult in a way that made it appear small and insignificant. The brilliance of this lies in the fact that intelligence can reshape a narrative instantly, turning what could have been an embarrassing moment into a decisive victory. Obama's wit transformed a crude attempt at humiliation into an opportunity to showcase his mental sharpness, reinforcing the idea that intellect, when used skillfully, is more potent than any insult. The use of wit in politics is not new, but Obama's mastery of it has always been one of his defining traits. Throughout his career, he has demonstrated the ability to turn words into weapons, not weapons of destruction, but weapons of persuasion and influence. In this particular exchange, his intelligence allowed him to see beyond the insult, and to respond in a way that exposed the weakness behind Trump's words. Wit, when used effectively, disarms an opponent because it reframes the conversation. Rather than dwelling on the insult, the audience begins to focus on the cleverness of the reply. Obama's response worked in precisely this way, shifting attention from Trump's crude remark to his own sharp retort. In doing so, he gained control of the moment and reminded everyone that the smartest voice often prevails over the loudest. What made Obama's response resonate so deeply was the contrast it created. Trump's insult relied on bluntness and shock value, while Obama's reply relied on thoughtfulness and precision. This contrast underscored the difference between two styles of communication, one that seeks to provoke and another that seeks to elevate. Obama's intelligence was evident not just in the words he chose, but in the way he delivered them. His timing, his tone, and his ability to project confidence all contributed to the effectiveness of his reply. Wit, after all, is not only about what is said but about how it is said. By keeping his composure and delivering his line with ease, Obama made Trump's outburst seem clumsy and ineffective in comparison. The power of intelligence in such moments also lies in its ability to influence public perception. Viewers watching the exchange were not just hearing words, they were interpreting character. An insult like psycho may grab attention, but it does little to build credibility. A witty and intelligent reply, on the other hand, leaves a lasting impression of confidence and control. Obama's response sent a subtle message to the audience that he was unshaken, unbothered, and capable of dismantling hostility without descending into it. In the realm of politics, where image and perception often carry as much weight as policy, this kind of display is invaluable. The intelligence behind Obama's reply turned what could have been a fleeting insult into a defining moment of strength. Moreover, the use of wit in such situations does more than silence an opponent. It also inspires an audience. People admire leaders who can think quickly, who can turn a negative situation into a positive one with nothing more than their words. Obama's response became a talking point not just because of the insult itself, but because of how effortlessly he flipped it around. This quality resonates with audiences because it reflects a kind of power that goes beyond force. It reflects mental agility and a deep understanding of communication. In that moment, Obama reminded viewers that intelligence is not a passive trait, but an active force that can reshape conversations, perceptions, and even outcomes. The effectiveness of wit and intelligence in this exchange also speaks to a broader truth about leadership in the modern era. In an age dominated by social media, where every word can be clipped, shared, and dissected, the ability to deliver sharp and intelligent responses carries tremendous weight. Obama's reply was not only effective in the live moment, it was also tailor-made for the digital age. Clips of his response circulated widely, magnifying its impact and ensuring that the narrative surrounding the exchange was not about Trump's insult, but about Obama's reply. This amplification demonstrated how intelligence can extend far beyond a single moment, shaping public discourse long after the cameras stop rolling. It is also important to note that Obama's wit was not mean-spirited but strategic. He did not respond with a crueler insult or descend into the same level of hostility. Instead, his intelligence allowed him to craft a reply that was sharp without being destructive. This distinction matters because it reinforced his credibility as a leader who could remain composed while still defending himself. Wit used wisely is about exposing the weakness in an opponent's attack without compromising one's own integrity. Obama walked this fine line with skill, ensuring that his response was both effective and dignified. Ultimately, the power of wit and intelligence in this exchange lay in their ability to redefine the moment. Trump may have intended to dominate with his insult, but Obama's reply ensured that the story belonged to him. It showed that insults, no matter how harsh, can be undone with cleverness and clarity. It reminded the public that while anger and provocation may capture attention temporarily, it is intelligence that endures and shapes lasting impressions. Obama's reply after being called a psycho was not just a comeback. It was a masterclass in how to use wit as a tool of leadership, a demonstration of how intelligence can cut through hostility and emerge as the stronger force.